your state seem to be burning. What's happening in Rivers State?
Okay, so the fight between the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister and the current governor is about sharing money. If not, what's the quarrel? Nigerians don't dislike corruption again. But I've not seen anybody on the street shouting about what is the quarrel. Can both of them speak to the public and tell us what the quarrel is about? And then we are now denied democracy. So the Rivers is the only state in the country that can practice democracy. They've imposed a military rule on us. Secondly, is the fact that the president acted outside the constitution. Section 188 states how a governor can leave office, either by death or by resignation or by impeachment. It didn't say that one day you wake up and one man called the president of Nigeria will just wake up and throw you out of office. It makes democracy unstable. So that's what's going on in Rivers State.
Right. And who do you suspect has a hand in all this?
The president.
What about the FCT minister?
It's between the president and the FCT minister. One, the president wants a power grab. They want to frighten governors who may likely not support them for 2027. And so the rumor is everywhere. If you're not careful, the president will remove you. If you're not careful, the president will remove you. So this is all about sharing money and 2027 politics.
But the president cited political instability and a crisis in the state as the reason for this move. I know already you feel like that's not true, but do you believe this justifies the declaration of a state of emergency?
No. What is stability? Tell me what is stability in Rivers State. Is it between the governor and the former governor or the FCT minister? Or is
that's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need to know from you. You know what is happening in the background. We can only
hear that. Absolutely. If the president says it's insecurity, they blew the pipe. What about the other parts of the country where there is insecurity? Is the president saying that they should impose emergency rule on him? They can't, because he's a democratically elected president. Nobody can impose. Nobody can impose emergency rule on him because of the fact that there is serious insecurity in the northeast and the northwest, even in the southeast, even in the south. So now the fact that those pipes, if they were blown, I don't know what happened in Rivers State, the fact that it happened, the governor has no responsibility, has no security responsibility. Security responsibility rests squarely on the president. So why punish a man who did not commit an offense? That's the question to ask. Why punish a man who did not commit an offense? So anyway, that's the answer to the question you raised.
Now, what do you think then is the impact of this move when we're looking at the democratic process in Nigeria, and what actions do you think should be taken specifically by the people of Rivers State and Nigerians in response to the president's decision?
They should resist. They should resist the president. The president.
How?
By democratically protesting against the president's decision.
And you've seen what happened to the previous protests. Who's going to protect the citizens of Nigeria when they do that?
One day the government will get tired. So in South Africa, don't you protest? Don't the police come out to chase you home?
Yeah, but always the end result is people losing their lives. The end result is sometimes.
But has it stopped South Africans from protesting?
I've seen a lot of comments on social media, people saying, why are leaders like Amaechi waiting until this unredeemable situation, which led to the imposition of state of emergency in his own state, Rivers State?
Tell them to show me one Nigerian leader that has engaged the youth the way I have in terms of protests and all that. I led a protest from Port Harcourt to the Port Harcourt International Airport. In fact, we broke the gate as governor of the international airport and walked in because they said Buhari would not fly into Port Harcourt. I led that protest. Don't forget that I was the governor then. I led the protest against the police to the police IG's office, and we blocked the gate. In the attendance were Buhari, myself, Dr. Onu, and others. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu was supposed to be there. He was among those who planned it with me, but he didn't come. He disappeared. What is material is that I have led protests in this country, both as a student. As a student leader, between 1983, when I got into the university, to 1987, when I left, Nigeria knew no rest. There were protests every day. We protested against Buhari when he was the head of state. We protested against Babangida when he was the head of state. All that was organized by me as a member of NANS, National Association of Nigerian Students.
Now you are a lawyer. And you actually did write a statement and you published after the emergency rule and mentioned a violation of the constitution. Now, for a layperson like me who's not Nigerian or who's not from Nigeria or someone who might not even know about the constitution, can you elaborate on how this contradicts with section 188 of the Nigerian constitution?
I already have told you when we started. What I told you was that first and foremost, the president reserves the right to declare state of emergency in areas of the country that have security challenges. Of course, the president has the right. Section 305, I think so, protects him, gives him that power. That section did not include the removal of a governor. If the framers of the constitution wanted to remove governor through state of emergency, they would have included it. Now they went to the same framers went to a separate section 188, and outlined the requirements for the removal of a governor. One of those requirements included impeachment, the death of a governor, or the resignation of a governor. It did not say that the president will wake up one day and just say, look, I've removed this governor. Then it means that the opposition will not have governors, because the day the president wakes up as a person in power, he will just remove all the opposition governors and put people who are loyal to him.
But he's not the first president to do this. The
first person to do it was President Obasanjo, and he was thoroughly criticized. They tried to challenge him in court. Unfortunately, the process did not get to the end. The next person is President Goodluck Jonathan. But President Goodluck Jonathan knew the law. The Attorney General to President Goodluck Jonathan, Mohammed Bello, did the right thing. He knew what the law was and refused to advise the president to remove the governor. So Goodluck Jonathan did not remove the governor. He left the governor. Forget the governor. He left the democratic institutions as they are. The next person is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who then infringed on the constitution, and it's an impeachable offense because he has sworn that he will keep to the constitution.
Right. Now, where does the National Assembly, what role does it play in this? Because they've went ahead to endorse the decision of the president across party lines. Do you have any concern with that?
I don't want to embarrass the National Assembly. Trust me, I don't want to, because I was a member of the parliament. I've left the sacredness of the parliament the way it is. Since I left the Rivers State Parliament as Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, I have never criticized the National Assembly. And I've told all those who have passed through the National Assembly, especially those who have served as either Speaker or the Senate President, that the reason why I don't criticize them is because I was once a member of Parliament. But they should check themselves and see whether they're doing the right thing.
So you're not scared of any persecution? You're not scared of anything?
Why
you don't want to comment? I don't know.
If I could comment about the president who will use the reckless power of the executive and harm me, why can't I criticize the National Assembly? Just look, it's of no use. In fact, criticism in Nigeria is of no use because nobody listens.
Let's talk about the president. Have you tried to reach out to because this is your home, about River State. Have you tried to reach out to the president?
It's difficult to see the president of Nigeria. That's very difficult.
So what do you believe should be the role of other state governors in this situation?
I agree with the PDP governors that they should go to court to challenge the president. I don't know what will come out of it, honestly. Again, I don't want to discuss the judiciary. But they should ask their lawyer to file challenging the president if he has authority to remove any governor. As a lawyer, let's enrich the Nigerian jurisprudence.
Let's explore the security issues Governor Amaechi cited as reasons for the declaration of the state of emergency. What do you think then should be the measures to address the security concerns without compromising democracy?
I don't know. I'm not the president. Security in the constitution rests squarely in the decision of the president. Completely. Because if the president can just wake up without you breaking the law and remove you, the president is not a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly. He is neither the Speaker nor a member of the State Assembly. The president is not the governor of Rivers State. The governor of Rivers State has not resigned. The governor of Rivers State has not died. Then he announces the removal. How?
So what do you think the governor
I am surprised at the Attorney General. Again, I am absolutely surprised at the Attorney General. But again, he was my lawyer, so I don't want to talk about him today.
If you had to meet Governor Fubara today, what advice would you give him?
No, Fubara is not the problem.
Yes, I know. But you are a lawyer.
Rivers people must come out. I've given you two solutions. I don't know why I say I'm not speaking. The first solution I gave you was protest. The second solution I gave you was that the PDP governors should approach the court. And I think they are approaching the court. They are approaching the judiciary. Let's hear what the judiciary will say.
Hello, good evening. This is South Media. The band, the Biafra evangelist. Let's look at Gaza State, where the governor is refusing Wike coming to Gaza State. He's carrying him. This is not equity. Don't come here for event. They have put the security chief on notice that I don't want a Wike in the state. Let me get your reaction.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember humble said that Biafran evangelist that we always speak the truth and always ready to end by the truth. Wike is a virus. Yes, some Wike is a virus, and no good leader, no good governor, and no good human being will like to welcome virus into his body. And come to think of it, remember that the governor remained the #1 state citizen of that state. And the life and property of that state lies in his hand. So he has every right to protect the citizens and the property. So allowing Wike to penetrate is like allowing virus or allowing what is it called infection to go through your body. Wike is an infection. He has freedom of movement. Yes, but even the president has freedom of movement. Are you hearing me? But the president will not go to a state whereby the state did not permit him a concrete security.
So you are justifying the position of the Gaza State?
I am justifying and I am backing him 100% because Wike is what? Virus and infection. When you allow Wike to enter your state, he will violate the law that governs the state, and it will infect them with the improper sense of belonging. And the next thing you begin to see violence, you begin to see segregation, you begin to see division, you begin to see improper manner. Wike is from South. Nobody disapprove that. Nobody disagree for that. But whereby Wike did not have respect for his elders, Wike did not have respect for his ancestors, Wike did not have respect to Niger Delta, to rivers and the people of a John. So that means he is not supposed to be permitted. He is supposed to be restricted for some certain reasons, because he will come and plant illegal activities in the state. People such like bandits, people like hoodlums, people like hooligans. Look at what happened. Ever since the other man said he want to resign, immediately they kidnapped him in Rivers State. And that is a wicked job. That is what Wike can do. So any governor that wants a good government in his state should avoid Wike. Mr. President made a very big mistake, huge one, by applauding or taking side of Wike. Today, globally and locally, Tinubu name and his face and his image has been messed up. He's even living and regretting it. It could be, excuse me, the governor did not tell you because of this. That is why I'm taking this action, or I am issuing this warning. He has not seen that. So I will not come and say it's because of that. He said he doesn't want a violent person like Wike. Yes, Wike is just ordinary appointee. For your information, he's not a jury executive elected. Bayelsa is not FCT now. Yes, he's not welcome. Let him go to his place, FCT, and minister there and do his job there. He cannot leave his office and go to another person's office to go and violate. He has no business at all. Except if the governor should sleep, the only business Wike always have is the business of come and destroy, come and suck come and deprive people their rights. That is the business of Wike. It's a virus. So it's not good to go with anybody that wants and need a good governance should avoid the influence of Wike. It's a bad omen to the society. No, yes. There are people you need to avoid in life.
I've seen a number of times.
Anybody that cannot give you, that cannot play a useful impact in your life, you don't need him. Whosoever that is self-centered is not needed in your life, because that person, even if he sees future, he will not tell you.
The northern governors
people like that,
and their politicians,
self-centered and greedy people, are the type that when they see you progressing, they can even poison you. So you don't need them around you.
That, you know,
so it's like when they say I agree to one,
yes, and that is what is happening. That is what is happening, because there is no way you can differentiate River State from Bayelsa, and there is no way you can differentiate Bayelsa from Imo State. There is no way you can differentiate Imo State too from Abia State. They are all the same mineral resources states in Nigeria. And when you mention that Niger Delta, Imo is there, Abia State is there, Bayelsa is there, River State too is there, and Cross River as well. My own advice to Wike is that Wike should repent from his evil ways.
To this one,
then they beg him, if I happen to be the governor of that state, if he disobey me, I will give him granite.
That want to encourage anything that
it is the high time you treat him with the same shoe that is wearing, giving others. So my own humble advice, if he love himself, let him dare not. Let him maintain FCT. Let him maintain his own territory. Make him no trespass. Because if I happen to be the governor and I want him, because I will make sure I set things in place.
They are already encouraging.
If you violate my own personal law, I will violate his own personal life.
Doing all manner of.
Thank you.
All manner of atrocities.
What? Come by force to somebody's. Even president can. Which is security? Military security is Wike more powerful than the executive elected governor of a state.
Are you surprised? Because if it is Buhari that was there, we would have said Buhari is a Fulani man, is from north. But now we have a fellow southerner, a Yoruba man, as a president, and they refuse to change the narrative. Because it was Buhari that's there. We say, they are killing his people. But now we have a West
is playing on the side of peace.
As a president, but he refused to condemn the killing that happened in Londo. He saw fellow people. Now they killed Fulani at Edo, and they saw the prompt reaction. I mean, towards that. Have you been conquered in Nigeria? Our politicians subjected.
Like that, you know.
So it means that his life is not guaranteed. Safety is not guaranteed. So if he should go, he's on his own. That's what it means. Are they providing him such security? Who is weak?
The Fulanins.
And that is why.
Now, if they should provide him such security, that means they are partnering in impunity.
And you see this kind of reaction.
Because those that partners with Wike are partnering with impunity. That is the way I see it. And that is the angle I reason and I conclude it. My own opinion, humble advice to do is this: Oga, make sure you tighten up your place.
You said call your friend land.
Tighten up anything.
Where are you referring to?
Every tighten up. Make sure that people like Wike did not enter. Make sure that the other ones did not enter, because once they penetrate, many things will begin to penetrate in your state, and it will become a letter of I know. And I'm not praying that such a thing should hit your government in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, my brother.
Mr.